Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Next up in the Tied and Tested series is a pattern that was passed on to me from my good friend Dale Parsons. So it's a spinner pattern with a difference. So just put it in there, but I'm going to be tying it in a second anyway, so you'll see it in all its glory. If you look at the video above, you'll see my go-to spinner pattern there. The basis of the pattern is the same, but there's one big difference, and you probably just saw it there. The white wings. So you're probably thinking, why have they gone for such garish wings on that spinner? So the main reason is, if you're looking from above down on the water surface in the evening, this thing sticks out like a sore thumb. It really, really does. However, and as many will know, I'm a sea trout addict. If you do enough nighttime sea trout fishing, you'll know that one of the key considerations when it comes to flies is very much silhouettes. So white is actually the weakest color, essentially, from a silhouette perspective, black being the strongest. So looking up, this is actually a really natural representation or presentation to the fish, whilst we get the benefits of looking down at it and it sticks out really well, like the strongest you will be able to see in the evening. The fish looking from below up towards the pattern will just see a nice natural silhouette, and that's exactly what you want. So this pattern has proved its weight in gold for me already. I'll show actually in the video up above at the moment, you'll see where I was actually fishing. I think it must have been this pattern I was targeting the sea trout on this summer. So yeah, I'm going to just show you how to tie this one, but the thanks for the white wing addition is very much down to Dale, so thank you very much on that front. Hook in the vise is a RX FW505, so it's a pretty strong hook, but a really nice wide gape, short shank, dry fly hook. I've got a size 14 in the vise here, just to vary the size of the hook according to essentially what's hatching or falling at the time. So if you've got a lot of olive upright spinners, yellow maize spinners, whatever, you are really looking around the 12, 14s. Then if you're going down into the blue-winged olives, your 16s, 18s. So you need to carry this really from 12s down to 18s. That being the kind of main coverage. But later into the night that you are fishing, or later into the evening that you are fishing with a spinner, essentially you can get away most of the time by fishing a bigger pattern. And the key with this one, and Dale did tell me, and he was bang on as per usual, the key to this one is not fishing it too early as well, because it does stand out like a sore thumb. If there's too much residual light left, it's not that the fish spook off it necessarily, but they won't take it as readily as perhaps the natural CDC wing that I normally fish. So the secret is, again, to utilize it when it is at the moment when you may have normally packed up. Essentially, you may have gone, you know what, it's too dark, let's give up. Try this pattern, and it may produce more fish, and also some of the bigger fish that you may not have had confidence to have stayed on for before. So got that size 14 in the vise here. I've got some 14.0 Vivas thread. I've got it in the primrose, but if I'm honest, tie with whatever you've got going on. It won't make much difference. Again, because we are fishing that time in the evening, it won't make any difference in terms of that color. Black will be a significant color, just in terms of that being from a silhouette perspective. So remember the little trick with this pattern: leave a long tag end of the thread you're putting on. You'll see why if you haven't seen this little trick before. Take it down towards the base of the hook there, come back up, and then for the tail, I normally use fibbets, or there's a lot of tailing fibers, or you can also, again, in Dale's pattern, he utilizes a brush. So just remaining true to the pattern, I've actually got a couple of strands of the brush in here again, I wouldn't worry too much about the colour. It's more about that splaying. So just take it up to the hook, secure them in, make sure they're aligned. So you want them finishing at the same distance from the hook. Take them down to where you finished that thread base earlier, like so. Snip off the two butts. What you do now is splay the two fibres, like so, and then bring that thread section that you left, just bring that up through the middle. That will splay them further, but more importantly, it will keep them splayed. So just take that over and then to secure it in, snip off the excess of that thread, like so. And just take that down to there. Now you've got a great splayed out tail as per the spinners, and that really helps this fly sit on the water surface as well. So this is for me, it's a key component. I know a lot of people, you know, with their spinner patterns don't even bother fishing tails. I like this style of spinner. It works for me. It's not broken, don't fix it. Body, if I'm honest, put whatever you've got sitting around. I've got some pine squirrel under fur here. So I would go darker rather than lighter. Again, it's playing on silhouettes more than anything. I see no real reason to go light with the body dubbing. And try and taper it slightly. Don't go too fat on the body. Take it up to that thorax there. Take off the excess, like so. Dub in that section there. Secure it off. And what I then do, I tend to take the thread back over just to dampen down that body slightly. And that rib kind of secures it slightly from the teeth of the fish. So that's pretty much the body, tail done. So this is the main part, obviously, the wing. So for the wing, I've just married up some white CDC ready to go, and just get essentially as bright a white as you can get. You know, the brighter it is, the more it'll stick out. It's as simple as that. So the amount of CDC that you need will depend on the size of the CDC, the quality of the CDC, and also the size of the hook. For this one, on the size 14 here, I've got 4 plumes ready to go. Again, I've already aligned them. You really want to work in evens, so in even numbers, 2, 4, 6, because you want, you know, then you can splay 1 either side, 2 either side, or 3 either side. So, you know, work in 2, 4, 6 essentially for that. So with them married up there, just going to reverse the direction there. Make sure there's a thread base for them to secure onto, otherwise they will spin, like so. So I'll then just try and measure it out. Don't go too long with them, because you don't want them sticking out either side too much, basically. When you're happy, come in with a thread and take it over that base. Lift them up and then bring the thread in front, like so. So what you want to do next is, you don't need all 4 plumes to do the next step. So actually I would then cut off 2 of the 4 at this stage. Just cut them in as close as possible. So just pick up 2 and leave 2. Come in with your scissors as tight as possible onto the hook and cut. Now you're left with 2. I tend to twist these up a little bit, like so, and then try and split out essentially the 4 plumes that are sitting forward. Try and split them so you've got 2 on either side, kind of pull them out a little bit. And then so all you're going to do is you're going to bring those two plumes in through the middle. And that's going to pretty much achieve what you were achieving on the tail with that thread strand. It splays the wings out, splays them out. So pull them in tightly. Make sure you're not trapping any of the wings. Pull them through tightly. Trying to get all of those fibers back. There you go. Pull it through tightly. Pinch and loop onto just behind the eye. And when you've done that, pull it again. Pull the thread down and come in underneath. When you've done that, you can snip off those two stubs. And that's that wing done. What you can do now is basically tie off. You can actually tie off, and I probably should have done that. You can tie off actually before snipping those stubs. And what that will do is basically you will then be, you'll have more clearance in at the eye. Let's just secure that off. Like so. Then just a little, what I would then do, just a little dab of super glue. And that fly is good to go. Super simple pattern, but for me it's been a real game changer. So tie a few up and give them a go.